Hey, I just wanted to talk to you today about a way to share your faith called Gospel Threads. This is from something that David Platt put together. And basically, what it is it's the gospel summarized in 5 statements that you can weave. That's why it's called threads. You can weave into your everyday conversation. The 5 statements are: God is holy, man is sinful, Jesus is Savior, faith is necessary, and Spirit is helper. And all of these are under the idea that these 5 statements can fit, one of these 5 statements can fit into almost any conversation. You're looking at nature and how beautiful it is. Well, that's an opportunity to talk about God's holiness because, man, something outside of humans, something outside of us must have created that. Or you're just looking at a beautiful piece of art. Like, what sets that apart? Well, it's beautiful. Man, I wish there was more beauty in the world. Want to know what I know? Is that God designed a good world that is beautiful, but we ruined it with our sin. And the second one, right? Someone comes to you, someone is sick in their family. Like, why is this sickness happening? Well, it's because we're sinful, and that brought death into this world. Or someone's so frustrated with somebody else. Like, man, they're such a jerk to me. Like, God, this man is sinful. Or you have a friend who comes to you and talks about, man, my situation is feeling helpless. I don't know what to do. Well, it's because you need a Savior. You're not good enough on your own. Or you might have another friend of like, man, I'm so good, man. I've done all these really good things. I'm really just trying to earn my way to heaven. And you get to share with them. Actually, it has nothing to do with how good you are. It's everything to do with how good Jesus is. And all that's necessary is faith. You don't have to earn God's love. And then you might have a conversation where someone's just like, man, I wish I could do good, but I just struggle. And you're like, well, because of who Jesus is in my life, I actually have his Spirit who helps me. And so these are designed where you can fit any one of these things into a conversation that's really natural. It lets people know where you stand, right? Because a lot of times we're with our friends and we just never say anything about our faith because we're afraid, I don't want to offend them, I don't know what to do, and we freeze, and so we don't say anything. And so they don't think your faith matters to you, but your faith does. And so you get to find ways to insert these 5 things. And if you have 5 conversations, maybe 10, over the course of a month, you could probably find a way and be intentional to weave one of these things in there. And all of a sudden, that person has a full picture of the gospel, which is the good news that God is holy, that man was sinful, so we lost access to that holiness. But because Jesus was Savior, we got access back if we just have that faith in him, and he sends his Spirit to help us. So I hope you guys use this tool as a way of getting to share your faith with your friends and weave it into different conversations.